Control.
Your on-air automotive magazine with co-hosts Fred Staab and Les Jackson.
Control.
Everything you need to know about new and used cars.
Control.
Industry news. We'll fix or repair your car on the air.
Control.
Fasten your seatbelts and let us take the wheel. Now, your ride is about to begin.
Cruise control.
Because you're on cruise control. Cruise control. Cruise control.
Hello. Hey everybody, welcome to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine, and it's us guys again. I'm Les Jackson. The other guy you're about to hear is Fred Staab. Fred, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks Les. A lot going on here, and we are excited to kind of get all of this information out there, aren't we?
Well, we are. We have some pricing. Latest pricing for a few different brands. It's that time because the 23s are now being unveiled, and,
and
they want you to know what it'll cost.
Some of them you can't even order yet, so I guess
true.
that's a problem, right? Well, we're going to talk about some latest pricing from Subaru and some other vehicles, including Kia. Kia had a couple of reveals this week, and one is a very, very cost-effective vehicle. We'll tell you about it.
That's right, and we have an As the Tesla Turns segment. This time, the Cybertruck is supposedly now a boat. There's just something about the Amphicar all over again.
Yeah.
With this. Plus, Mr. Musk says robots will be for sale for less than cars.
Okay.
So the robot could carry me to the grocery store?
I don't know. This is part of his AI day. We'll talk about that, and then we're going to do Talking Tech about a couple of parts on the inside of the car, a steering wheel just for you, and interiors that destroy viruses. Folks that run hotels might want to look into that as well, right?
Absolutely. I wouldn't have to carry my
Spray.
can of spray. And Bond stunt cars are sold for a good cause. That's cool. Wouldn't you like to have one?
I would love to. Old or new? I don't know. I love the newer model Astons. I think they're just beautiful, but the old ones that we were showing, these are the stunt cars. They have the machine guns where the headlights are, all kinds of handy stuff. Perfect for you in Washington, D.C., Les, in the traffic.
Well, they have one of the original DB5s in the Spy Museum here. I got to sit in it a few years ago.
The DB5 is just a beautiful car. It really has aged beautifully, you know.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, but there you have. I love the new ones too. I think Aston is.
I do too. I've always liked Aston Martin.
One of the few brands that really stands out. Also, a brand that stands out is the Genesis GV60. Their all-electric car. I'm going to have an at-the-wheel review of that as well. Plenty to get to on Cruise Control. We're raring to go, and right after the break, we will be right back with plenty of automotive news and information. Stay tuned.
Cruise control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Fred Staab and Les Jackson right here. And we're going to talk about some new models, a lot of new models revealed this week, and pricing on said models, including the Subaru Forester for 2023. Got a lot going on. The latest version of EyeSight, driver assist technology. Of course, typically in the past, that's used 2 cameras.
Right.
And I see in the picture that it appears to still using 2 cameras. I know the new system uses 1 camera, so I'm not quite sure which one they're going to be using. It uses a single very wide angle camera as opposed to the stereoscopic viewing ones with 2.
Right. Focusing in on a target.
Yeah. Um, of course, Subaru has kind of delayed some of its updates to its vehicles. The Crosstrek was revealed in Japan, and that is coming in 2024, the new model of that. So this is kind of a freshening as well for this vehicle. I think this is one of their most popular vehicles, the Forester, though.
It is. And it has been since it was introduced back in the late 90s.
Yes. It is for the 16th consecutive year, Forester has earned the IIHS Top Safety Pick. So from 2007 to 2022, more than any small SUV. People love them, and they just love them.
They really do, and of course they've capitalized on that in their advertising.
And why wouldn't you? Yeah.
And they're dog approved.
Dog approved. We like that. So, if you're looking for an affordable vehicle that, of course, is all-wheel drive, look at this Forester base, priced at $26,395. Remember, all-wheel drive vehicle.
That is amazing.
Power windows, locks, side mirrors, dual USB-A input charge points, multi-function display, remote keyless entry, and combination meter, which I think is the inclinometer.
Yep.
On the color LCD. Also standard is Subaru Starlink 6.5-inch multimedia plus, high-resolution touchscreen, smartphone integration with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Bluetooth, and Sirius XM and Travel Link. You get a 4-month free Platinum Plan subscription to that, and a CD player.
Wow.
So if you want to kick that up a little bit with the you can add $625, which includes 17-inch aluminum alloy wheels, a ladder type roof rack, and you could even put a rooftop tent on it. So that would add $625 to it. Still very affordable. Just barely over $27,000. That's not bad at all, is it?
That's remarkable for this day and age.
Remember, all-wheel drive vehicle, too.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah. And then Forester Premium, you step up to $29,395. Includes heated front seats, heated exterior mirrors, windshield wiper de-icer, 10-way power driver seat, 17-inch aluminum alloys with a black finish, panoramic power moonroof, keyless access. Once again, under $30,000, which is a big deal these days. You can add in blind spot detection and a few more USB ports and lane change assist, cross traffic alert for about slightly over $1,100. Forester Sport, this is the sweet spot for the lineup. $30,995 includes all of the other things, including now with the Sport 18-inch wheels, black rear roof spoiler, and a whole host of other things that we can go into. And my favorite, the Forester Wilderness, a little bit more capable, starting price $34,020, 9.2-inch ground clearance. Just looks good. I love the blue color in that. Yeah. And then even the Limited is a deal at $33,075. That steps up with 8-inch multi-link plus leather trim upholstery, silver metallic gloss paint and black finish center dash panel, leather wrapped steering wheel. Pretty good deal. And I happen to like the Wilderness. I just like the way it looks. If you want even more, you can go for the Touring at $36,495, which is the flagship. All in all, a great deal. The Subaru Forester, safe vehicle, consecutively safe for 16 years. So we'll talk more about some new vehicles and some new tech and the Cybertruck that is now a boat, Les Jackson, when we come back on Cruise Control.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. Fred and I were just talking about pricing on the Subaru Forester.
Yep.
Pretty decent deal, actually.
I got one that's even less expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well,
Not a Forester, though.
No. But yes, I agree with you, Les. It's a great deal. Forester's a great deal. Super safe vehicle, even at the base model, which you and I don't get to drive because they're never going to put that in the fleet. The base model sounds pretty good,
It does. Actually, it's. I mean, I don't. I don't need much. I would like heated seats.
Well, you'd have to step up for that to the next model.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind paying just for the heated seats. What I don't want to pay for is the big package with a whole bunch of other things that I don't really care about.
Right. Well, okay. If you're in the mood for a deal, then
Okay.
which sounds like you are. Let's look at something a little less expensive. Actually, this is just starting off on the screen, but it will get there. Let's talk about the Kia Rio.
Okay, that's
This is
a
more your
little
speed.
smaller vehicle that I'm looking for.
Okay. It is their entry-level vehicle, the 6th generation version of this. And day-to-day efficiency, 41 miles to the gallon on the highway, lots
Pretty
of
good.
amenities. Largely a carryover, but check out these prices, mister. The LX four-door sedan, $16,450.
I'll take it.
The S four-door sedan, $17,090. And the S five-door, $17,390. Now you get 120 horsepower, 1.6 liter, 4-cylinder. As I said, 41 on the highway, which is not bad. And you get a lot of things like stability management standard, hill assist standard, forward collision avoidance standard. And then you can add in some of the other things like high beam assist and that in the S-Tech package. But if you want a basic car that gets good mileage and is fairly well equipped, might
Pretty
be
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of thing that you could buy for your teenage kid going to high school,
Yeah, or a second car for commuting in.
or a second car for just just doing the little regular daily errands that everybody does.
Yeah.
So you don't need to, pull out the Bentley.
You could put this in the trunk. You could put this in the trunk
Probably so.
as a spare tire, sort of as a spare tire. So, it just has me thinking. Let's go over to Jeep. They have their Renegade, and let's talk a little bit about what's new with the Renegade. Little vehicle, kind of their entry level Jeep, and it's got some new things for 2023 that we can talk about. New adaptive cruise control, now standard on limited models. There's a premium group for Latitude model, which includes auto-dim rear mirror, power 8-way driver seat with 2-way lumbar adjuster. There's a high-altitude package for the Limited that includes 19-inch granite crystal painted aluminum wheels. There's the Trailhawk Elite group that includes leather trim seats and 8-way power driver seats. So it's a little vehicle that is all-wheel drive. It includes 177 horsepower engine, active grille shutters for increasing the efficiency. And believe it or not, you can tow up to 2,000 pounds if it's equipped with the trailer tow package.
Yeah, that's quite capable.
Yeah. So nice little model there. I don't think we have.
I was looking for
pricing.
the prices. I'm doing it while you're talking. I'm going to do a quick search because I have a feeling it's fairly expensive.
Listen to this color. Now, this is not the color we're seeing, but Detonator Yellow. That's a new color for this vehicle. So, Detonator Yellow. There you go. I know you're a big fan of yellow vehicles.
Detonator Yellow. Well,
yeah. So, just to keep you up to date, that's what's going on there with Jeep. Let's talk a little tech, shall we?
that is perfect. Oh my goodness.
Well, tell me what you found in your
Well,
research.
the base is 31.8,
Wow.
and it goes all the way up. Oh, that's impossible. 81.5
No, that can't be.
for the Rubicon 392.
Oh no, that you're looking at Wranglers. The 392 is
It says Jeep. Oh no, you're right. It
that's for the Hemi-powered Wranglers.
yeah, exactly.
They're not going to throw a Hemi in there in this. Yeah. But let's talk a little tech. Interiors that destroy viruses. Nissan has this technology now, and it could be coming to a Nissan Rogue sometime soon. It's a partnership with the Tohoku University's Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences. And there's a technology that inactivates viruses, preventing them from bonding with human cells. And they are looking at different ways to use this technology in vehicles to prevent you from getting sick. It could be air conditioning filters. It could be upholstery. But it is certainly some technology that we will see in the future. And when I was preparing this show, I thought of, I think of really one area that really needs it, and that's hotel rooms. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Hotel rooms and classrooms. Both are just so prone to being able to pick up various bugs.
Yeah, and I would say public transit too.
Public transit.
Handrails.
I always try to avoid handrails and doors. When I'm going into the door of someplace, I always try to touch it where I think people haven't touched it.
I thought I was the only one that did that. I mean, I touch it up top, like I'll pull it. And
Yeah.
one time a guy saw me do that, and he said, "Well, that's kind of smart." I said, "Well,
I push them from the bottom with my foot."
yeah, that's fine. That's fine."
Except yesterday when I pushed very hard and realized I was pushing out and it was an in opening door.
That didn't work so well.
No.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this next story. This has to do with Aston Martins, and we don't get to talk about Aston Martins enough on this show. But Aston Martin, the DB5 stunt car, raised 2.9 million pounds at the 60 years of James Bond charity auction. And this was auctioned off at Christie's in London, benefiting the Prince's Trust and the Prince of Wales Charitable Fund support of charities assisting the intelligence agencies and UK Special Forces. Okay, that's a lot.
That's terrific.
It's one of 3 special Aston Martin models included in the multi-million-pound charity auction. The replica DB5, donated by Aston Martin Lagonda, was the star of the show. Of course, this had things like machine guns behind the lights, and it could fire prop bomblets. Yeah, there you have it. I would rather have one just restored in perfect running condition, though.
Even just one of those, you're talking a couple million.
Yeah, exactly.
And this one, does it say what they got for this?
2.9 million pounds, which I think it's almost pound parity right now. But hey, when we come back, I know you want it. As the Tesla turns, the Cybertruck becomes a boat, and robots for all.
Cruise control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. Oh, it's time. It's time for an As the Tesla Turns, Les. This was a real rich one this week.
Yes. The latest statement from the goofy genius is about the Cybertruck.
Remember that thing? They talked about it a long time ago. 1999 was when they said it would come out.
Wow.
Since then, there are multiple electric vehicles, more on the way, trucks. You just drove one, the Ford Lightning.
Just drove one. You can buy one. Well, you can't buy it right now, but
at least it's in production. They are making them.
They're actually making them.
People have driven them, right?
People love them.
Yeah. So this week, for some reason, I don't know why, but Elon Musk promises the Cybertruck can also be used as a boat.
Okay.
It will be waterproof, he says, and he wanted to share a surprising promise on Twitter. It will be waterproof enough to serve briefly as a boat, so it can cross rivers, lakes, and even seas that aren't too choppy, Les.
It says it will float for a while. Now, see, I can float for a while.
Like most things can, but eventually.
In fact, any car, you've seen them in these flood scenes, this week.
Right.
The cars will float for a while. And by the way, what I like is he says it's waterproof. Well, your vibe is waterproof. When you get in it, you don't get wet when it rains.
Yeah.
This is a huge so what.
Well, he's patented this.
Boy.
And a wild concept that would transform the Cybertruck into a catamaran-style vessel. Quickly turn into the Cyber Cat. I don't know what to say about that.
This is the what, pontoon option?
It looks like pontoons, yeah. Like it looks like a seaplane. Maybe it flies too. Does it fly?
I want to know who the patent examiner was who granted this.
Does it fly? Can you go to Mars in it as well?
Sure. Listen, if you want it, he'll sell it to you.
All right. Of course, this is an article from CarBuzz, and we agree with them. And they said if you want an electric pickup, you can buy a Ford F-150 Lightning, a Rivian R1T, or a GMC Hummer EV pickup. The Silverado EV is coming. There's a electric Ram that's coming, and plenty more. But they won't be a boat.
No, they won't. And by the way, there are many Cybertruck orderers who have demanded that they get refunds because
Well, he's not.
they've lost faith that they'll get one.
Yeah, and in Australia, there were a number of them. He's not sending it to Australia, so I think it was 300 that ordered them or raised their hand and put down a deposit, and they were all told, "Sorry, no
Yeah.
Cybertrucks down under." I would say, look at some of these other models.
You got the Lightning, the Rivian,
Yeah,
the
I don't know
Hubber
if they sell
EV.
them in Australia either, but certainly
Well,
there's
I'm
some
quite
other
sure.
option.
Yeah, I'm quite sure Ford and GM will.
Mm. So also this week, for as the Tesla turns, there's a robot called Optimus. It was shown at the AI day in Tesla, and Musk says it will cost less than a car, and could lead to a future with no poverty.
Okay.
Um,
But if I'm poor, I can't afford one.
didn't they have a guy dancing around in an outfit that looked like a robot? I
Yeah,
think they did
yes.
have a robot, but then they also had a guy dancing around. Yeah, like it could handle manual labor, become a friend, that type of thing.
Well,
But it's going to end poverty.
well, because he
But it
says
can't be used as a boat. You can't use the robot.
it won't float
For a while, it will.
for a while. But Musk says when you have a robot doing manual labor, an economy becomes quasi-infinite. That's, I don't know where he studied economics, but you need labor, and labor provides jobs.
Yep.
So where does this quasi-infinite economy come from?
It also is not a great concept to have everyone sitting at home watching television. People
It doesn't
want to
work.
go and do things each day, right?
That's right. You can't. You would have a colony of drones just laying around. It wouldn't work.
They float for a while, but
They float for a while.
after that,
Yeah.
I love that. I saw a car at Carlisle once. It was a Corvette. It says starts up and runs for a while, then it stops.
Yes. You know, that's incredibly honest.
It is. I was like, well, there's obviously something wrong with the fuel system here. Maybe if you pour gas into it, it will start and run for a while, and then stop. Something was wrong. Actually, it was a cool car. It was only $1,500. It was a C4 convertible. I said this could be a great
That's cheap.
autocrosser. You know, it was all torn up, but it could be a great autocross car, don't you think?
For $1,500, just the title and the bones were worth it.
And it was all there. I mean, the interior looked like a wild animal had gotten in there and tore it up.
Yeah.
But you just put a racing seat in there and fix up what you can, get some parts here and there, and
Parts are cheap.
Yeah, take it out to the autocross.
It could be driven by Musk's robot.
That's right. And then there be no more poverty, and everyone would have a boat.
Well,
it's all
there
done.
you are.
It's all,
we have
we wrapped it up.
we have solved humanity's problems.
Yeah. Here's a problem some people needed solving. Hertz is being sued by I believe 5 different people that were stopped by cops, and some of them held at gunpoint because the car came up as stolen. They had rented a car from Hertz. They get pulled over by cops who pulled guns and said, "You're in a stolen car." And these people are suing because that's a bad scenario. It could go very badly very quickly, couldn't it?
Yeah. These days, you could suddenly get shot while you're trying to explain that it's a rented car. Here's the receipt.
Yeah, and I picked it up at the rental lot. I didn't know, So this is a Wall Street Journal article, and they're suing for Hertz acting negligently and causing emotional stress through false arrests. Some of these people were actually arrested, and
I would sue them too.
I
if,
mean,
if that happened to
imagine
me.
that you are on a business trip, you get pulled over, and you're like, "Hi, what's up?" Well, you're in a stolen car. Get out, and they put you in handcuffs, and be like, "I rented this from Hertz. I picked it
Yeah,
up at the airport. I don't
yeah.
understand."
And why, if you're saying that to the policeman, why can't the policeman go look at the paperwork before he puts you in handcuffs?
I don't know, but it's a big issue, and it's definitely not something to mess around with. And yes, you would think if you calmly explained it, like I don't understand. I flew in
Yeah,
here for a business meeting. They
just
said go to slot number 14. There's your car. There's your keys. Here's my rental contract.
yeah.
I don't know what they do with it. They just it's a real screw up. It really is.
No, no, that I would sue them too, and I've never sued anybody, but I
Mm,
would certainly sue them for that.
yeah. Well, they are investing big money. They're going to have Polestar 2 EVs. They're going to have
Yep.
Bolts and Bolt EUV models. So they've got some money here. But I tell you, I would be certainly an unhappy customer if I got that. Then who knows how that works out? Because now you might have an arrest record somewhere. For nothing.
Exactly.
For nothing. For yes,
You've
I
been
rented a
booked.
car and you have to go through all that. I would say, well, you're going to pay for all of that and make sure that is all cleared up because it's nothing to do with me. So, hey, when we come back, we're going to tell you about a great new electric vehicle, the Genesis GV60. And I'm going to have an at-the-wheel review of that, so stay tuned. We will be right back. And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Fred Staab here, Les Jackson here as well, looking very serious. And we are going to do an at-the-wheel review, Les Jackson. And I have to say, this car from Genesis, the GV60, is the closest thing to somebody actually building what I would call a show car or concept. A lot of times we see these vehicles at shows and we say like, well, that's really nice, but they're never going to build it that way. They're going to water it down. They're going to, make it not as nice. But it looks like Genesis did not get that note. They decided, hey, we're going to build it like the concept. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit about it. It is, of course, an all-electric vehicle, and this is closely aligned with the EV6, which we've reviewed before. Gorgeous car, though. Beautiful styling. This color, let me see if I can get it's a Hanayuma mint paint. It was an optional color, $575. Very interesting color. People either loved it or hated it. I also think the wheels on this vehicle are 21-inch wheels. Very unique design. Some of the best looking wheels out there. It's a little bit swoopier than the EV6, and the EV6 I had was very had the matte paint on it and that very kind of futuristic looking. Still has the cool door handles that pop out. On the inside, man, Genesis has hit it out of the park. Look at the type of upholstery they've gone with, that stitching, that diamond stitch, ventilated seats. The seats even have a little bit of the Scotch-Light look to it. Look at the orb. It turns around, and then that becomes your gear shift. So certainly something that you would see in a show car. It has all those knurled knob metal knobs for controlling everything, a fingerprint reader for security. It can read your face for security and unlock the car. Beautiful controls. One of the best interiors I've ever seen. One of the most reactive touchscreens out there. Easy menus, easy to see, easy to call up things like navigation or information about the EV system. Great graphics. Genesis has really done it. Here, even something like climate settings. When should I put the recirc on? When I run the windshield wipers? When I go in a tunnel? When should I trigger the recirc so I don't smell anything? The glove box opens like a drawer, which is kind of unique. One of the things, though, it has the same displays as the EV6. I find when I drive that the speedometer is too far to the left and gets blocked by the steering wheel. They do have a head-up display, which is helpful for avoiding that, but still. Also, it had an automatic ergo motion seat, which would come on when you least expected it. So you have to be aware of that and shut that down. Out back, good leg room. The rear window is kind of short, but still it had good visibility. There's a little bit of that reflective material you see on police cars or fire trucks mixed in with the upholstery. Just gives it a little highlight. The interior is gorgeous, though, with indirect lighting, unique controls, high-quality materials, and fun style. Under the hood, well, you've got the electric motor. There is a bit of a small frunk that sits on top of the motor. I checked the forums. Most people are putting gloves in there or chargers or tools. If you get the non-all-wheel drive model, you have a little bit more room in that frunk. Out back, great storage. Of course, there's that 120 or 180 volt, 12 volt plug. I don't know what a lot of people use that for. Be an interesting piece to find out. Underneath the storage, there's no spare tire, but that's where you would get the included charger, 120 volt charger, and a tire mobility kit, and a device so you could charge other cars with your battery. So if that's important to you,
That's cool.
that's included. Kind of a narrow rear window behind the seats, but still, I didn't find visibility to be a problem. Certainly a futuristic vehicle, a vehicle that turns heads. I like the mint color. One thing I didn't like was the fob. The fob, while stylish, it was kind of hard to see the little icons on the side. Some of them involved the ability to pull the car out of a parking space, and the others were just to lock and unlock. I really had to look at it closely to figure out what was going on. Big rear spoiler on the back, too. Probably functional for aero to get the range out of this vehicle. Range, you should ask, about 260 miles fully charged. And I took this on some long trips, and I was able to keep it charged up just using the wall plug, the 120 volt included charger, which was great. EV6 does not come with a charger. This, although it is very EV6-like, based on the same chassis, does. Very important. I think you should have that charger in there. It's good to have. Options aplenty. 12.3-inch color display. One of the best. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Yep, it's included as well. Bang & Olufsen premium sound. Got it. Wireless device charger front. Got it. Fingerprint authentication and face connect. There's a camera in the B pillar on the driver's side that recognizes your face, much like a smartphone. The orb, probably one of the coolest things out there, that it glows and then it turns around so you can change your gears. And a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery. It's rated at 97 mpge in the city, 82 highway, 37 kilowatts per hour or per 100 miles. I should say that. Kilowatt hours per 100 miles. You will save $4,000, Les Jackson, in over 5 years in fuel economy costs. Now, you might be wondering, what will this wonderful vehicle set you back?
How much will it set me back?
It will set you back, including the inland freight, which is $1,095, including that total price $69,560. $69,000.
69,000. Well, it is a high-end car.
Would you get the EV6 instead? You probably save some coin, but I tell you, it won't have as nice of an interior as this Genesis. You get all the Genesis goodness and a lot of the fun features, like that orb. I like the orb. Do you find the orb to be too gimmicky, or do you think it's fun? I thought it was fun.
No, I think it's just a functional knob that they've turned into a piece of jewelry.
Has some panache to it.
It just adds this kind of specialness. It's not overdone. It's not tacky.
I think I keep a sandwich under the front in the frunk.
Yeah, I would keep a banana under there.
As I say, if you get the single axle drive, you get a little bit deeper frunk, but it's still good to store tools, or a lot of people store jump chargers. They store the actual charger under there. I think it's pretty cool to have. I love the wheels. I love the color. It has a little bit of a fun quirkiness to it, which for a $70,000, almost $70,000 car, you don't normally find.
True.
It's got the great Genesis design quality in there. They need to do a little work on the fob. I just can't see the tiny buttons, So, and I think it has the same problem as the EV6 with the speedometer should be over in the center. But there you have it, the GV60 and EV from Genesis. Hey, we appreciate listening to Cruise Control. Time for me to say I'm Fred Staab.
I'm Les Jackson.
We're going to see you down the road.
Bye.